Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today we're going to be talking about the last week of May. Wow, things are probably getting warmer around the northern hemisphere and starting to get colder in the southern hemisphere. We're on the brink of going into summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere. So yes, I know. I have a lot of you from down under. And another thing is, I love when you guys tell me where you're from, because everyone's looking at this from a different time zone. I'm looking at this from Central Daylight Time here in Dallas, Texas, but I want to know where you're from. Now, I'm going to start looking at May 22nd. Before I do, remember what I'm doing here is I'm looking at the planets relative to where the moon is. And I am a sidereal Vedic astrologer, so I'm always talking about the true placements astronomically where the planets are in the sky astronomically. So this is really important to know the reality of where they are relative to the signs and the stars. And looking at this, remember, wherever the moon is, it deals with the public, it deals with the emotions, it deals with the people. So this is so important to look at where the planets are relative to the moon. And if you want to know how this is going to affect you personally, you're going to want to sign up for the Galactic Planner. It is such an inexpensive tool that you can have, that all of these transits will be calculated and put into your birth chart. So how this affects you individually, personally, you're going to get this through the Galactic Planner. Go sign up for it. Try it once. You'll be hooked. It is an amazing tool. You will be able to understand how this all affects you personally every day. So go to galacticplanner.com. Now let's get going here and see where the planets are evolving for the last week of May. I'm looking at Thursday, May 22nd. The moon is in Pisces, and it's joined forces with all these planets that have been hovering around in the sign of Pisces. So in Pisces we have Rahu, Saturn, Neptune, Moon, Venus, and the moon is actually on this day conjunct Saturn and Neptune. Boy, this is a day of a wake-up call, waking up to reality. That's what this is all about. And the moon being in Pisces is a beautiful thing. And it's like people are more compassionate, they're more feeling, they're more sensitive. And with the moon crossing over Neptune, you can definitely feel a sense of being more creative, your mind can fantasize, and you're more imaginative. And like I say, Neptune rules movies. Why don't you go to the movie today? Enjoy yourself. That's what this day's for. Or, put some movies on for the evening. Escape into an imaginary world. That's what it's for. Now, the moon sits in the nakshatra called Uttara Bhadrapada. And this particular nakshatra deals with deep, deep stuff. It's like you start thinking about what is profound, what is real, why are we here? This is what this nakshatra is about. But it can also deal with concerns around death and dying. And I don't mean for yourself or even close family members, but just, this can deal with death that's going on in the world. This could deal with some major issues or problems. Now, looking at this, Jupiter goes to the 4th house from your moon, or from the moon. And so therefore this makes it a great day to shop for real estate if you're wanting to move. Think about where you want to go. Come together with family and family gatherings and matters. That's what this day is fantastic for. Meeting your mom if she's still around. And if she's not, you'll feel more connection or thoughts about her in the past. Yes. So Also looking at this, Mercury goes to the second house. You're starting to think about your financial situations, where you're headed with all this, making and doing some planning. Mars sits in the fifth house from the moon, and this will spike your creative interests. And another thing is, if you have children, you might find that they're a little contentious or they need your attention more. Mars is in Cancer and deals with insecurity. So give your kids the attention they need. Now with the moon coming together with these planets in Pisces, things get a little bit more intense for the next 2 weeks because this actually activates the Kalasarpa Yoga intensely. Everything is entrenched under Rahu and Ketu. So things are out of our control. Things are going to be happening quite rapidly. You're going to see big changes in the world. So now let's move to Friday, May 23rd. On this day, the moon will move up. It's in Pisces all day, but it's going to move up and exactly conjunct Venus. Very nice. Venus is exalted in Pisces. And they're both in the nakshatra called Revati. And this is actually a nakshatra that deals with travels. It's ruled by the god Pushan, which is the god of travels. With Venus moon together, this is a great day for travel. And by the way, Friday is even ruled by Venus. So it's a great day for love, romance, connecting to loved ones. Even though we still have Ketu in the 7th house, still think it's a beautiful day for compassion, love, coming together, and a better understanding and healing in relationships with others. And now we've got Mercury in Taurus, and Mercury's coming close to Uranus. So you can expect that things will be a little hectic, unpredictable, but there'll be a lot of fast movement approaching. Jupiter's still in the 4th house from the moon. Great day for real estate. So yes, and or if you don't have the opportunity for moving, move your furniture around, get a different feel in your house, or buy some things, decorate. This is what this day is good for. Now I'm looking at Saturday, May 24th. And the moon has now entered into Aries. And it's in the nakshatra Ashwini. Ashwini means fast action. Things move quickly. There's no time to slow down. But I'll tell you something, this is a very dark moon. The moon is behind the sun. We call this a Baslamic moon. And this means it's a time for deep introspection. Even though the moon in Aries means let's get going, it can be get going in terms of deep introspection. Start thinking about what you need to change. Now, looking at this, I see where Jupiter goes to the 3rd house from the moon. So it is a good day, possibly maybe for some short distance travels, because Ashwini is actually a nakshatra that deals with travels. Jupiter in the 3rd, it's an okay day for traveling, even though it's kind of a dark moon, but you know, this can be, I find that when the moon is behind the sun like this, it's a time when we're more introspective rather being extroverts, being an introvert, that's all. But Mars is in the 4th house from the moon, so you might find some hectic things going on within the household, in the family, or even dealing with your mom if she's still around. And looking at the Pisces planets, they are in the 12th house from the moon. And being in the 12th house from the moon means, you know, it's a time when people, events, and things come out from the past. And you might find that you have more difficulty sleeping. 12th house of sleep. We have that Saturn Rahu there. So, you know, you might be able to get to sleep, or maybe you have dreams that are a little bit unsettling. So also on this day, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus. And that means brilliant ideas, awakening ideas, ideas of discovery of the future. Use this day to better get in touch with what you feel is happening in your future. This is incredible. Really, it is. And I want you to know also that on the 24th, the Sun and Pluto are in a trine to each other. So I think things are coming around with the events in world politics and a healing that definitely needs to happen. So now I'm looking at Sunday. This is May 25th. And with this, the moon is still, of course, in Aries, but now it has shifted into the nakshatra called Bharani. And Bharani is about new beginnings, because Aries is always about a new beginning, but it is also about the birthing process, that things that, are going to come around, and it's difficult going through the process, but something good comes out of it, something really good. So this is still a very dark moon. It's a time for introspection. It's before the new moon, and it's a day before the new moon, actually. So it's a time to be more introspective. And with these planets in the 12th house from the moon, all those Pisces planets, Rahu, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, that it is a time for deep introspection. Pay attention to your dreams. They may be very telling, but not comforting. And Jupiter being in the third, it could be a day that you could go places and maybe heal or work on or come together with a brother or sister that, you're in good terms with. Things will come together with that. Now I'm looking at Monday, May 26th, and this is the new moon. Yes, I love this new moon. Finally, we're not looking at the dark moon. This is time for a new beginning. But remember, when we have the new moon, it's a little too new for a new beginning. So start getting your thoughts together as to what it is that you want to create and do for the next 2 weeks while the moon is waxing, increasing in light. Now, the moon will be conjunct Mercury today. And the moon will have rolled past Uranus, that Mercury-Uranus conjunction. But another thing is, whenever the moon comes together with Mercury, you tend to overthink things. So once you make a decision, don't go back and redo it and rethink it, because redoing it and rethinking it is not the answer. What you came up with initially is the right choice. So pull back and resist trying to redo everything. Now, with this moon being here in Taurus now, it's in the nakshatra called Kritika. And Kritika gets to the point. There's no fooling around with the nakshatra Kritika. Kritika symbol is a blade or a razor. It says get to the point, get the job done, no ifs, ands, or buts. That's what Kritika is all about. Now, because Jupiter goes to the second house from the moon, this might be a good day to be planning some financial buys or gains, something about money. It's good. It's a good day for this. Mars goes to the third house from the moon. I wouldn't be contacting my siblings if you can avoid it. It's just that it's not terrible, but you will probably be in just contentious, not in agreement, let me put it that way. And then I'm looking at Jupiter, second, that's good. But all those planets in Pisces, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Rahu, are in the 11th house, which is a house of great gains. So if I could say This is a great day for financial gains and buying things and making decisions with your money. And you're going to find it's going to pay off and come back to you. So I love this day, and even rolling into the next day, which I'm looking at May 27th. This is a Tuesday. The moon is still going to be in Taurus the entire day. And it even goes into the nakshatra called Rohini. That is the moon's favorite nakshatra. And I failed to mention to you too that the moon is exalted in Taurus. So this is a great place for the moon to be. And the moon is starting to increase in light today. Jupiter's in the second house from the moon. And this is all really good for financial situations, buying things. And don't forget that the planets in Pisces, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Rahu, are in the 11th house of great gains. So these are the houses of money, 2 and 11, and they are incredibly powerful. As a matter of fact, Jupiter rules Pisces, so the ruler of the 11th goes to the 2nd. This is a day of financial gains and money. Maybe the stock market's coming up, but one way or another, it's a day for you to take advantage with your spending, investing, and your money, and doing things that are productive. Love this day. It's starting to get better. So now I'm looking at May 28th. This is a Wednesday, and the moon has shifted into Gemini. And with that, the moon will conjunct Jupiter. So this is a positive change. Things are coming up in the world. We're feeling much better. And the moon, I think the moon for part of the day is in Mrigashira with Jupiter. Mrigashira is about the search, the journey, finding things. So if there's something you've lost and you're trying to find and dig up, this is the day you might find it. And with the moon eventually towards halfway through the day, it is going to go into the nakshatra called Ardra. And Ardra, you've heard me talk, is a harsh nakshatra. It deals with the storm god Rudra, and this can be difficulty with weather and mainly just major things happening. And Ardra, its symbol is a teardrop, so I don't like that. But with Jupiter being next to the moon, I think it's a day that you can use for positive activities that you want to prosper and grow. Now, Mars is in the second house from the moon, though. I don't think that this is a great day for you to be talking to people that you don't know very well. Be careful what you say because they'll probably take it wrong. And also, with the moon being with Jupiter, Mercury and the Sun, they're in the 12th house. The 12th house can deal with endings, bringing things to a close, so closure on many accounts. But I do love the Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Rahu in the 10th house from this moon, Jupiter. This tells me work and career, things are very progressive. They're moving forward. Use this day for forward movement in your career, in your work. And especially, you're going to feel more optimistic and freer for the future. The truth comes out. Things are good. So use this day for that. K2 being in the 12th, you may not spend that much time at home. Or you just feel like there's something uncomfortable around your home environment. Now I'm looking at May 29th. It is a Thursday. And the moon is still in Gemini. And now it's in a much better nakshatra. It's in the nakshatra called Purnavasu. Purnavasu means return of the light, and it's like the sunny day that occurs after the dreary storms. So it's a day that we bounce back. We feel things are better, things are improving. And Jupiter is still in the same sign with the Jupiter moon in Gemini. So this is a great day for communications. Gemini is all about information. Just be careful using your words, since Mars is in the second house from the moon. Second house deals with our speech. And be careful not to be too compulsive with your spending, with Mars being there. But now we have, wow, today a big thing just happened. And that is that Rahu has shifted signs. I'm going to make note of that. Yes, Rahu on the 29th of May has shifted into Aquarius. And Ketu has just shifted into Leo. Total different energy. You're going to feel this day. I promise you, you're going to feel this energy around this day. There's a big shift. And with Rahu going into Aquarius for the next 18 months, rest assured there's going to be some amazing new discoveries. Yes, there will. So this is important that we know this. But it's there for 18 months. It's not going to happen on this day. This is just the initiation and the start. So looking at this, we actually have the Saturn, Neptune, Venus in the 10th house from the moon. So it is a day for moving forward with projects around the workplace, but be careful that you're clear about what you're seeing and doing, because Neptune can cause you to not see things clearly in the workplace, especially with your career, your purpose, and maybe issues around your boss. Venus is still there, so there's a little bit of protection. And with Ketu is now in the 3rd house from the moon. So this can deal with, over the course of today, maybe some issues around siblings that you're unclear about. And Rahu goes to the 9th house from the moon. This may be relative to issues with siblings, relative to your father, what's going on. And be aware that this is a time that you might be thinking about traveling with that and learning new things. Now I'm looking at May 30th. This is Friday. The moon has moved into Cancer and it's in the nakshatra Pusha. Pusha is about nurturing. It's about security. We need to find our security when the moon is in Cancer. So in other words, you're going to feel a little insecure, even though Pusha deals with security, because the moon is moving together with Mars. This Mars in Cancer, so much is about to change though. But on this day, be aware that people are a little bit more contentious. Yes. And I'll say the moon is opposing Pluto on this day. This is not an easy day either, because Pluto's energy is vile, opposing the moon as the moon aligns with Mars. So things get a lot more contentious today. Jupiter is in the 12th house from the moon. This is a day for spiritual meditations, things of that nature. Pay attention to your dreams. You'll have some revelations. Things will come to you. And with this Sun, Mercury, they have just conjoined, but the Sun, Mercury together in the 11th house, maybe some new friends come together with you, new ideas that they can transfer to you that will be very interesting, new awakenings, new friendships. And I'm looking at the Saturn, Venus, Neptune are in the 9th. So the 9th house deals with spirituality and truth. So this is a good day to be reflective and to learn more about your spiritual purpose. So now I am looking at the last day in May. I'm talking about May 31st, Saturday. This is a day when the moon will come together with Mars. Moon will be, it's in Cancer, and it's in the nakshatra called Aslesha. Aslesha is the nakshatra of, well, its symbol is a snake, to give you an idea. But I get that this is very telling in terms of business. This can be a day when you can really get the job done. Just don't be tricked by others. This is the problem. Aslesha means people are being sneaky and can try to trick you. But with this knowledge, you will avoid it. K2 is a second from the moon. This is not a good day for you to spend your money, actually. Be cautious about finances and spending. And actually, Rahu is in the 8th house. So this is things about maybe checking out other people's money, money that you share with other people. Make sure it's on the up and up. Let's see. So then I'm looking at Venus. Wow. Today is the day Venus shifts from Pisces to Aries. We've lost that exalted Venus today. But Venus being in Aries, at least it's away from all those planets and it can operate on its own. It's kind of free now. So Venus is in the 10th house from the moon. And this means creative work. In your workplace, you can become much more creative, and more people around your workplace, particularly your boss, they'll be more agreeable and easy to work with, even though Mars is with the moon, so it's a little contentious. Just, this is kind of a very confusing day. There's good, there's bad, there's good, there's bad. So I would say lay low with the moon conjunct Mars in Aslesha. You never know, you could be tricked. And even though you're going to have some friends coming together with some novel, creative ideas, just, I'd say be more receptive today. Don't go out and do anything to change anything. Be more receptive. And what's going to start happening is this whole reflection of K2 in Leo and Rahu in Aquarius is going to create major changes in the world. So this day, and really the day that they shifted, it's a turning point. You're going to see how things start to change. And as I've been warning people, the months of June and July are going to be hot and heavy. They're going to be difficult. But that's where I think the purging has to happen. And then the birthing process will be complete. So with that, I think I'll close. Remember, if you would like to learn more about me, sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org. While you're there, you're going to want to sign up for my Patreon, become part of our spiritual community. Meet with me live every week. I would love to get to know you. And the other thing is, do not forget, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, you can join my university anytime. It's all self-paced, and you will be connected with other astrologers and students around the world. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.